pink. Think pink when you shop for summer clothes. Think pink. Think pink if you want that kelp that shows. Red is dead, blue is through, green's obscene, brown's taboo, and there is not the slightest excuse for plum abuse or chartreuse.
G'day, gorgeous. Well, I don't know about you, but my Christmas plans are kind of coming up fast, and I'm trying to organise myself and finding that it's a little bit challenging to try and fit everything in. So it made me kind of think about the fact that we're trying to do lots of family things at the moment, and there's been lots of family things that kind of come up, and one of the challenges at this time of year is that some people have a really good connection with their family members and other people don't necessarily have such a good connection. Christmas often brings with it a whole bunch of expectations, especially of family members, and often when everybody gets together in one room, there's a lot of competing priorities, and so you find that instead of actually just enjoying catching up and being with each other, if you have a large group of people, there tends to be a little bit of competition about, you know, who's done the most thing, and you know, who wants to kind of one up who, and families are very good at that, probably more so than friends. Friends and your relationship with your friends is often built on some mutual interest, mutual understanding of each other. Family is a little bit different. Family often is about competing, right? So you want to try and prove to everybody that you've done a great job and that you've had a good year, and when you get together that can kind of create some sparks. So I wanted to just kind of highlight the fact that family relationships often aren't what it is that we want them to be. I think ideally, you know, we would have great familial relationships with everybody in our family groups, but you hear it all the time. There's elements of our family that are often disconnected, and there's a bit of a gender bias around the disconnection between families as well. One of the things that I notice a lot with my clients is that there seems to be a disconnect with the males in the family, that, you know, they often go off with their partners and not necessarily remain connected in quite the same way as women do. Not always the case, but it is often the case. I know even in my own family that tends to be the case. You know, the girls kind of stay a bit closer to, in my case, my mum, but, you know, not so much my brothers. They seem to be quite happy being, you know, just with their wives and not so much having a broader connection. I think part of this is cultural. We often look at what happens in Western society and how we compare to, you know, Eastern societies where they have multiple generations within the one kind of household. And I noticed this even when I was in Bali last year. The preference there is that, you know, a woman marries and actually moves away from her family and actually moves in with her husband's family. And just sort of thought it's really interesting, isn't it, to see how those things kind of work, where your obligations lie in terms of family, and what those family relationships end up providing for each and every one of us. And often it's a lot of heartache, there's a lot of pain in family relationships. I think because we have greater expectations of our families than we do of our friends. And yet often we find that our friends are more supportive of us than our families are. It's a bit sad about why that is, but I think it goes back to what I said earlier. There's often within the family a competitive streak, a sense that somehow we should be able to be better than somebody else within the family. That our ability to be a bit better is one of those things that actually sets us apart and makes us valuable, and encourages that that sense that we feel that we've kind of validated ourselves, that we've done well, and that our parents and other people around us would be proud. You don't get the same thing with your friends, which is often why a lot of people are disconnected from family, but they have a lot of friends around them. Anyway, just an interesting observation from me about what it's like around Christmas time and trying to do the comparison between family and friends. If you're on your own this Christmas, I want you to know that you're probably not missing out on a whole lot, except a little bit of extra weight and maybe a few family arguments. But I know it always feels like you're a little bit isolated. So whatever you're doing, Love the people you're with. Enjoy the opportunity to connect. Have a really, really lovely festive season, my gorgeous girls. I really hope that this is everything that you want it to be. And let 2016 bring you every bit of awesomeness that you would like for yourself. I'm certainly hoping it's going to bring me mine. All right, I'll see you in 2016 with a whole lot of gratitude. Bye, gorgeous.
Pink for cheeks and pink at your lips, pink for shirts and all of your slips, just a touch of pink at your knees, and if you please, what? Pink chemise.